Hi, I'm Pete, and welcome to Just a Few Acres Farm. I don't know who this person is. She's been hanging around a lot. The weather's nice. It's a little bit windy. It's not too hot. The grass is growing. The dandelions are growing. And the broilers are ready to go out on the field. And as usual, before the broilers can come out, many preparations need to be made. These are our broiler boxes. There's 6 of them. We're only pulling out 2 today. Oh, let's see here. Where'd you go? Aha. Pile right there.
Yeah.
And into the official feeder and water storage area, right next to the farm lumber yard. Oh, that one. And this one. A couple of feeders. A couple of buckets. These are Plasan gravity-fed drinkers. They're brilliantly simple when you take them apart. Here's the weight. It's got stones and sand in it. This is the metering mechanism, the valve. Whoops, spring. This comes out. Got a sealing washer here. This clicks and comes out. And once it's apart, we can clean it all up. Mostly it's just algae that gets in these. Green scrubby and water cleans that off. This collar right here adjusts the pressure that the valve acts on, so it's very fine adjustment because it's just gravity feed. Fine adjustment to get it to the height you want. It's just this on a hook, and you wrap it to where you want it. This tubing and fittings comes with the drinker. To seal it to the bucket, you just drill a hole in the bucket that's a little bit smaller than the tubing, and then cram the tubing in there so it hangs out inside a little bit. No special fittings required. Onward and upward. To hose heaven. Oh, let's see here. Well, I need to put a Y in here so that we can water the brooder and the chickens in the field. This feed comes from a local mill a couple towns over. We used to have gravity wagons filled. We used to go through 11 or 13 tons of poultry feed in a season. We've scaled down now, so we went to bag feed because it'll get stale if it sits in the gravity wagon too long. This is just a cheapo gorilla cart I put extension sides on. The lid slides, so it's waterproof with metal on top. It fits about 300 pounds of feed, and we can tow it with the boxes fairly easily by hand. The feed we use is 21% protein for the first 3 weeks, and then we go to 19% protein. Protein's a big thing for broilers because they grow so fast. 19% protein for the rest of their life until butcher at 7 to 8 weeks. We only got a half ton of feed this morning. The feed mill delivers once a week, so we may go to getting 1 ton pallets of bag feed. Do 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 do. You guys are going out. Broilers go out at 3 weeks old. They're hardy to about 40 degrees at 3 weeks, 100 degrees the first day, down to 40 degrees at 21 days. I can tell they're ready to go out when they smell like Cornell chicken barbecue sauce. It's a local thing. They really do smell like that. You guys are voracious. Oh my gosh. Look at that. They got this one open. Well, get off there. You can do it. That's it. $70 chicks out in the first batch?
Yes.
Seems like this new brooder house has worked out much better than the old one.
Yeah, it's very nice and airy in here and light, and everything's centrally located.
Easy to get to water and
yeah, it's worked out really well.
Along the shoreline. Much nicer than our old one. Go toward the light.
So delightfully organized up here now. It's really nice.
Lovely, even.
Lovely, yes.
Let's see, we'll take this one. Where are my favorite pliers? Ah. What was the first product we ever sold off the farm? Was it the chicken or the egg? That's the age-old question, right? Well, the answer is it was neither. It was these old-fashioned feed scoops. I used to turn the handles, and this is all oak and galvanized metal folded, and just like we used when I was a kid on the farm. I had them up on our website for sale before any other product. I had precisely one customer, even though I thought the world would be knocking down my door after I put them online. That one customer was Mom and Dad. I don't know, I guess that's 2 customers. Are you ready for another season of stabbing in fence posts, Hill?
I got my muscles. We'll get it done.
I feel much better. Shock therapy's made me a better person. I'm living proof. We never used to run an electrified fence around the broiler boxes. 10 years. And we would lose a few a year to a raccoon or whatever. And then last year, raccoon wiped out a whole box in a night. And we said, well, I guess we're done doing it that way. Look at the turkey vultures. There's 3 of them circling. Something's dead somewhere. They're pretty in the sky, but they sure are ugly when they're on the ground. Look at them go. It seems to be getting windier. A good day's work deserves an excellent dinner. Don't worry, ladies. We're not having chicken tonight. This chicken field where we put the chickens is part of an L-shaped field that goes all the way around here. And we want to separate this field, this big rectangle for the cattle to graze, from the field over here that the chickens are going to be on in Hillary. It's kind of a temporary fence, but not really, because it'll probably be up most of the summer. Just sometimes I like to make hay straight through here, and so then I don't want a fence here. So it can come up, it could come down. Rock. Rock.
Get a lot of those.
I have heard through all the inside channels that I have that there's a lot of folks out there that are mad at aliens. I guess I can understand why. They're raining down these gamma rays on us and abducting poor old ladies from trailer parks. I can see why, but I think frankly that the aliens are getting a bad rap, and NASA does too. That's why they've launched a special satellite that'll go up into space with a big billboard that says, "Welcome aliens, you know, we actually want you here." NASA's calling it the Apollo G program. Glad I got that one out before Hillary came back. She'd probably whacked me. What do you guys want? They were standing over here looking at us intently when we were building the fence over there. You know, the grass is never green enough until they get to the other side of the fence. So I guess I'll move them into a new field, the middle field right here. Smart Cookie gets a snack. Yes, Patty.
Cass is going to be very well fed this year. Her bag is massive. Look at it.
I think that Tulip here is going to be the first one to calve. Her bag looks uncomfortable. It's full. Oh, Hillary says Coco's bag is big too. Is that right, Coco? Well, let me look. Don't be shy. Yeah, it's big. Hi, little one. The pasture update today is regarding dandelions. We have them all over the place. And in America anyway, people spend wads and wads of money to get rid of dandelions in their lawns and their fields. I actually think dandelions are an awesome thing. They have really deep tap roots, which means they cycle nutrients up from deep in the soil and bring them up to where the more shallow-rooted plants can use them. It has been said that dandelions are a sign of soil compaction. I'm not in that boat. I think that dandelions are a sign that a dandelion seed landed in a specific spot. They'd grow on a rock if they landed there. I think that when you have a plowed field and you see a lot of dandelions the first or second year, that may be so, but these fields haven't been plowed in 11 years now, so dandelion seeds land where they may, you get dandelions. We only have them here for 3 weeks or so, and then the grass is too tall, crowds them out, and they kind of go dormant. You don't see them for the rest of the summer. The cattle love them. They're nutritious. They'll actually favor them over other things. If you noticed when we were watching the young cow eating, she was eating the dandelions. So that's my thought on pasture for today. Things are growing great. Next thing, it's windy and that helps, but you'll notice there's much fewer flies on the cattle today. This is why the flies are just about gone. I put this up the day after the last video. This is a cattle back rub. I have heard probably 100 times over every solution for fly control that there ever was. And if you look back in the video library of the channel about a year ago exactly, I did a video that had all of the different choices for fly control. I settled on this one, and it sure does work great. The flies drop like flies. I mean, within an afternoon, they were pretty much gone from the cattle. This is soaked with a combination of diesel fuel and permethrin. Now, when I first put this up last year, I had real misgivings about diesel fuel. The permethrin I don't have a problem with because the targeted application, it lines up just on the cattle, on their backs. Their necks and faces rub against this to keep the face flies at bay. It's not spread all over the pasture. It doesn't affect decomposers in the cattle patties. It just affects the flies on the cattle. But it was the use of diesel fuel. At heart, I'm an idealist, and I thought diesel fuel, oh my gosh, I can't use that. The fact is, it works awesome. So idealism needs to be tempered with realism to make a go of it in the real world. And that's the compromise that I made. I coat this once every 3 weeks with a couple gallons of that mix, permethrin and diesel fuel. That's all I have to do. There's no screwing around. There's no complicated equipment to take care of. Nothing that breaks down. Any of that stuff. No expensive things that need to be bought. It fits the way I do things. Keep it simple, stupid. And that's probably all you'll hear me talk about flies for the entire season, because frankly, it's not that big a deal, and the jibber jabber about it drives me insane. I'm a patient person, but everybody has their limits. Little chickens look happy in their pens on grass. Back home we go. It's almost dinner time. The day's work is done. Now we get to make fire. Windy day usually means I'll have a hot fire on the grill. Hillary bought a bag of salt potatoes the other day, and she said she'd really like to have pork chops and salt potatoes. So that's what we're doing. Maybe we should have dandelion green salad with that. We used to pick dandelion greens every spring and have them. You got to get them early when they're tender, and they are delicious and very nutritious, but we didn't pick any this year. As expected, she is a hot fire. 4.5 minutes aside. Here we go. They're done. I don't know what the rest of the family's having for dinner. I guess they can just have potatoes. Good work done today. Now we just have the laying hens over here to put out, and for that we got to wait for a weekend day when our kids are not busy and we can all get together and do that. So that'll be coming soon. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.